some reason my stream shut down. I might do it again right now in between these two lava berms. It's got to be at least a 40-45 mile an hour side wind, maybe more. Brother Matty, what's going on? I had a live stream going for right around 2 hours, and I don't know, it just shut down for some reason. So I just started this one back up. Hey Dolly, what's going on? Thank you guys for stopping in. Driving back up to my mom and dad's house. Man, I got a hell of a side wind right now. Yeah, you see that berm right there to the left? That's all volcanic ash from when Mount St. Helens blew in 1980. This area right through here, it got probably close to 16 inches of ash. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Thursday. I noticed you didn't tie flies last night, Maddie. Hopefully everybody's well at home. Sucks, Maddie. Yoshi, what's up, brother? Oh, I'm sorry, Bise. My bad. Hope you're well today, Bise. I didn't have my glasses on. Your avatar kind of looks like Bay. Yeah, this is up on the left. This whole berm right here, all volcanic ash. Yeah, it's so amazing. Every time I drive by Mount St. Helens, it's just absolutely amazing that half of that mountain's gone. And it's here on both sides of the highway. Yeah, these trucks, man, they got that right lane beat to piss. Might be okay now. Yep. Oh, right on. Yeah, this is you say both sides of the road here, these berms, it's all volcanic ash. In this area, just, what was it, north of, well, from Moses Lake to about 40 miles north of Moses Lake, almost all the way to Ritzville, it got massive amounts of ash dumped. Like in this area here, I was saying earlier, it's like 16 inches of ash through here. Spokane got 9 inches. Hey, Stoner's Code, what's up, man? I'm driving up to my folks' house, way up in Ponderay County, up to a little town called Ione. It's about, I think it's around 27 miles south of the British Columbia border. It's a long drive. For me, it's right at 300 miles. Yeah, it is kind of convenient that Washington State on this I-90 corridor. I'm pretty sure I-5 is probably the same way. But they got a rest stop about every 50 to 60 miles. Oh, Stoner's Code, you're from British Columbia? Right on, man. I love British Columbia. Oh, you're from Alberta. Gotcha. Okay. Alberta's beautiful too. Nice. I've been to Vancouver Island. It's beautiful there. And I've been right across the Straits of Juan de Fuca in Port Angeles. I've worked there many times. In the paper mills. Yeah, I've never been to Alberta before, but my folks have many times. And they always took video, and well, I've seen lots of video of it, but I've never been to Alberta. I've been all over southern British Columbia though. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty boring flat drive like this for probably another 45 minutes. And then we'll start getting into some trees. The closer we get to Spokane, we'll start getting into the mountains. tomorrow morning I should be fishing and doing a live stream. Try the fly rod on some crappie fishing. Hopefully the wind's not blowing. Hey, Kukiana. Hey, Tambora Sky. Yeah, I know there's no traffic today. Making some good time today. I did got out of the house about an hour later than I wanted. I'm glad my wife woke me up because I was sleeping hard. Oh no, Journey's not going to tour anymore? They retired, huh? Sorry if I'm missing anybody in the chat. So this little town here is called Ritzville. Pass, dude, pass. Don't ride my fucking blind spot. Sorry about my French, guys. Yeah, the guy came racing up behind me and then he just, boom, stops right in my blind spot. He just sits there. It drives me nuts. So we're still 56 miles from Spokane. And then Spokane is about 15 miles across to get out of it. Spokane is really sprawled out big time. yeah, the eastern side of Washington, central Washington, is just like this, just barren and flat. Every once in a while you'll have a big outcrop of lava. This is all ancient lava flows. And then when the Missoula ice dam broke, they figured around 14,000, I think 14,000 years ago, it really shaped this part of Washington State. I think they said at Spokane Falls, the amount of water coming through there was, I think they said 32 billion cubic feet per minute, or excuse me, per second, because the flood, I mean, you got to figure the flood was 200 miles wide. Yeah, it really shaped this part of Washington State. If you look at it from the air, you'll see these huge ripples where it just looks like a sandbar. I think that's what it was 32 billion gallons per second. Man, that woman must have had to piss bad, because she wasn't using the door to hide or nothing. She was right in the middle of that field. Well, not in the middle of it, but right a good 20 feet away from that vehicle taking a leak. She must have had to go bad. I don't know how you can piss in 40 mile an hour winds. Downwind is the key. I didn't use the car for a brake, wind brake. Hey Carlos, what's going on? Right now we are in eastern Washington, central eastern Washington, probably, I would say about 45 miles, maybe 50 miles from the Idaho border. I'm not quite sure. Actually, we're further than that. We're probably about 65 miles from the Idaho border. But yeah, these the flatlands, boy, I don't know how people can live out here, because it is so windy. Just the wind blows almost every day. I call it the prairie. Thank you, Dolly. I appreciate it. we still got a little bit of flatland to go here. I mean, so there's an outcropping of trees right there. There's probably a house inside that bunch of trees. Yep, big house. But I mean, just as far as you can see, you know, you'll see just some slight contour to the countryside. Well, you guys can see it. And then every once in a while, you'll see a grain silo, and antenna, or a cell phone tower. But hardly any trees, unless they're around somebody's house. Notice the closer we get to Spokane too, there'll be more and more traffic. Yeah, that's what these rolling hills are through here, is just big ripples from all that water that was rushing across here. See, I'm doing about 76 miles an hour right now, 6 miles an hour over the speed limit. But I am definitely happy to see these guys coming by me at these kind of speeds. I know there's no cops behind me, and if there's any in front of me, one of these guys will pick them up for me. Yeah, 10 over, I think, is about, I believe it's about $280 fine for 10 over speed limit. And it could be a ding on your insurance too. That's the part that sucks. I've been pretty lucky. I haven't had a ticket in probably, I don't know, 10 years. When I had my Harley, I got a ticket one day. And it was $125, but everything's went up in Washington State, and our taxes, our licensing, our hunting and fishing license, everything's just went up anywhere from 38 to 45%. Yeah, I was telling him earlier, Maddie, our gas here in Washington, it went up 48 cents a gallon overnight. I paid $5.10 a gallon today when I fueled up. That's a hell of a jump. To the right of me is Sprague Lake. Ewos. Yep. Ewos, did you see what gas prices did last night, bro? I about shit my drawers when I woke up this morning and went and got gas. On average, 50 cents a gallon overnight. Man, I can't believe what our politicians are doing, man. They are literally running businesses right out of this state, man. I can't believe it. And running out people my age too. As soon as my wife retires, we're leaving Washington State. We're moving to Idaho. Probably to the on the Nez Perce Indian Reservation, because you can't afford land anywhere else, so we'll probably buy on one of the reservations. I'm gonna pull over up here to the rest area, get caught up on chat, guys. I'm in no big hurry. This is just another drive. Man, I've done this drive. I can't even count how many hundreds of times I've done this drive. I'll show you guys this landscape here too. It's pretty cool, man. There's the seagull. Alright, get caught up on chat now. Hey, Fat Cat, what's up, man? Hey, honey, what's going on? Oh, so you guys had the big jump too, huh? Wow, that's pretty wild, we say. Yeah, so our gas is kind of expensive over here. It was around $3.90, and then a couple weeks ago it went up, and then, like I said, last night it went up in some places 50 cents a gallon overnight. What? Inslee? He's not going to get elected in Idaho. No way. He probably lives there. But I don't think, there's no fucking way he could ever get elected in Idaho. All right, babe, I will. Huh. So, we're going to get out here at Sprague. I'll show you guys Sprague Lake. Those keys, there it is. Make sure I don't lock my keys. Oh man, that's nice. Feels like the wind's died down. Make sure I lock this thing. This is the pet area over here, so I gotta watch out for landmines. So this, as you guys can see, this is all lava beds right here. Well, everything on this side of the state pretty much is. Probably pretty much the whole state. And then that's Sprague Lake there. It's a pretty good sized lake. It's probably about, I have to say, it's at least 8-9 miles long. But yeah, that's all lava beds. You know, come to think about it, probably the whole west coast of the United States is all lava, all volcanic activity. And right behind me here, I'll kind of zoom in on it and show you guys this. This is all basalt. And you'll see the same thing in Scotland. Whoops, let me zoom in. See how that rock was molten when it made contact with the ice or water or snow. It cooled super fast, and so it looks like those all are pre-cut. So you can see why the Scots used those rocks right there for building their castles right on top of dead volcanoes. I mean, like I said, it just looks like that's all pre-cut over there, and it would be really easy to work. Oh, hold on, guys. I thought I'd just seen my barrel buddy, Steven. Back in the vehicle here. I got you zoomed big time. Oh, there we go. Hey Jerry, what's going on? Northern Fishing and Outdoors. Good to see you. Steven, good to see you. Oh, he retired there? Yeah. He, what a dirtbag he was. I don't see how the way Washington State was booming with all the construction, the data centers. I mean, it's been out of control here for probably 10 years. My local union hall, we had an open call for fitters, plumbers, and welders for the last 9 years. And then Inslee gets out of fucking office. I think it was his last year, maybe, he said how we had this huge deficit. Man, they had record numbers of income coming through taxation in this state, and I don't see how they could have had such a huge fucking deficit. It doesn't make any sense to me. And now their tax base is leaving. Sorry, guys. Sorry for talking politics. How much power have I got here? Oh, 100%. Okay, cool, man. Yeah, I don't understand it, but I guess it's above my pay scale. You went up 70 cents overnight? Wow, BC. And I'm bitching about 50. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Yeah, they took a hell of a jump. I know on the West Coast, one thing that's kicking our ass is we, in Washington State, because of all the EPA regulations on refining crude oil, I know for a fact Washington State lost one refinery, but maybe two, and California lost 3 refineries. So I'll bet you California's gas went up $1 overnight. I'll bet it did. But yeah, it's, oh dude, you're gonna, okay. I got time. Yeah, this is one way they can push those electric cars. Is you can keep your gasoline engine or diesel engine vehicle, but you won't be able to get fuel for it. Well, there's definitely some hatches going on because I got bugs hitting the windshield. $55 degrees Fahrenheit. I haven't been there in a long time, but right here in Sprague, me and a buddy of mine used to hunt pheasant This was 30 years ago, about 20 miles from here, a place called Revere. But we would always stop here at the Viking, and it's still in business, I can see. And we'd always have breakfast there before we went bird hunting. And they made an awesome breakfast. I mean, it was outstanding. I apologize if I'm missing anybody. Candy, 33 miles. So we got about probably about 140 miles to where I'm going. Giddy up, go, Daddy. He's probably doing 85 miles an hour. You know, these guys don't realize they do have airplanes that patrol this I-90. It runs across the state east to west. And I had a buddy on his Harley. He was doing 100 miles an hour. He got busted by aircraft. I had another buddy. He was in his car doing 105, and he got busted by aircraft. So yeah, I know a few people that have been popped by aircraft. Yeah, that wind is really blowing that little minivan around. Hold her on the road, brother. Starting to rain. All right, Dolly, you have a wonderful day too. Thanks for stopping in. I just took a quick glance and probably shouldn't. The way the wind's blowing and stuff. Yeah, I used to work in Seattle, and I lived in Ione, and I did this drive every Sunday night and Friday night. And a 72 Chrysler that I paid $500 for, and it was a New Yorker, big four-door. But I mean, the car only had 57,000 miles on it, and I bought it. Actually, my dad bought it in Idaho, and then I bought it from my dad. But I put 1,000 miles a week on that car for 11 months, and when I'd be coming across here at 9, 10 o'clock at night, dude, from Ellensburg to Fish Trap here, I'd be doing 105, 110 miles an hour every weekend in that rig, and I changed the oil religiously, filters. I stayed up on maintenance on that car, and it had a 400 in it, and man, you want to talk about a sweet running rig. Oh, I wound up giving it to my nephew. Yeah, the interior in that car was perfect. I mean, I couldn't believe how good shape that car was in. And even at 100 miles an hour, that car still got 15 miles a gallon. If I kept my foot out of it and just, did the speed limit, it would get 18, 19 miles a gallon. So you can tell we're getting closer to Spokane. We're starting to get some trees. You also notice the closer you get to Spokane, the shittier the roads get. This road is beat to shit. Damn. babies in car seats in the back of that car. Huh. Hey, Paul, tomorrow night carp fishing, huh? Sorry I'm not able to look at the chat, guys. Every once in a while I'll take a glance. Hey, what's up? Took a quick gander at it, at the screen. Yeah, you can see over here, there was a fire on the right of me here. And then that big windstorm that came through, the 75-mile-an-hour winds, man, there's fucking down trees and just whole growth just snapped off halfway. A bunch of them with the tops broke out of them. Yeah, this all burned in here. Man, that windstorm played hell. I imagine in this area too, coming off that prairie, that wind, it was probably higher than 75 miles an hour because out there on that, from let's see, from Quincy to Fish Trap, the only thing to break the wind is a fence post. I'm doing good. I hope you're well. This is Fish Trap right here. I don't know what's in that lake. I expect there's trout in it, but there's probably maybe bass, maybe crappie, I don't know. One thing about Washington State, it's got hundreds and hundreds of lakes, streams, some big rivers, really big rivers. boy, Spokane's booming. Every time I come here, there's major construction going on. See that building right in front of me? That's an Amazon warehouse. Scottish Mike, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. North to see my parents, spend the night up there, and run a few errands for them while I'm there. And that's the end of our 70 miles an hour. here, but diesel's higher. Yeah, thanks for stopping in, Scottish Mike. I appreciate you, brother. I still got another hour and a half of driving. Hope you and the wife are well, Adrian. Oh, good. I'm glad you got you some. Right on Fish Saturday. Good to hear, Maddie. I'm glad you got you some antibiotics, brother. Yeah, I'll be fishing in the morning. I think I'm going to go hit my crappie hole. And there's where the freeway abruptly ends. There's a place that has a good burger right there, Zips. That place has been there for a long time. At least 30 years. Probably, well, it's been there longer than that. Probably pushing 40 years. This place right here in the corner used to be a big fruit and vegetable stand called Amicarillos. We used to go there and buy fresh produce all the time. But now it's a car lot. This here is, I think we're on, Market Street. And this is one of the older parts of the town. This is, this end of it's known as Little Italy or Dogtown, is what they call this. lot of antique shops in here. Some pretty good little restaurants, little hole in the walls. They're actually really good food. Looks like they cleaned it up a little bit down here. That's good to see. I think our favorite little restaurant for breakfast, I think, is gone because of this new north-south freeway they put in. Called the Sportsman, man. It was a really good place to eat. Yeah, it's a Chinese restaurant now. It's still there. You had to get in front of me. Dude, really? What a fucking jackwagon. Fucking asshole. Some people's kids. Yeah, some people's kids, you know, you buy them books to go to school. Hell, you even buy them a mule to ride to school. What do? They stack the books behind the mule and fuck the mule. Yeah, you'll notice there's a 18 and older warning on my channel description. We cuss and carry on. You know, I don't think it's gonna snow. Sorry I didn't see your comment. It's 60 degrees right now, and it's supposed to be even warmer tomorrow. But you know, this is our third spring so far, so we'll see what happens. This road here is absolute shite. That's why there's hardly any traffic on it. Everybody's out on Division or over on that bypass. I think this part of it may be open. Yeah, it's really nice weather here, man. Other than, it's overcast and a little bit of drizzle. Oh, really? So it's warming up over in Scotland too, huh, Mike? Right on. Now this is this little town we're coming up into now. It's called Mead, M-E-A-D. I don't know how I got the name. I know they do not make mead here. Yeah, I do enjoy this mild winter that we've had this year. I only had to snow blow twice and plow once, so that's pretty good. Normally, it's at least 35 times I have to either snow blow or plow. Sometimes both. Later in the years, both. This Zips here, one of their specialties is their fish and chips, because they had it advertised, burgers and fish. That's a new one. I might have to hit that on. No, I won't be coming this way on the way home, damn it. Shit. I got something rattling back there. I don't know what the hell it is. Probably, it's the handles on my ice chest. I forgot I was going to put a bungee cord on them. Damn it. See, normally, if it was a normal winter, this right here, this would be snow. Because February and March is usually when we get hammered with snow. Oh, cool. That Shell station's still there. I got to get petrol. Oh, fuck. It's not open. Great. I'll just have to go down the road a little ways. It's getting a total revamp. Oh, I can't fucking turn here that way. Shit, what am I thinking? I didn't see that fucking center divider out there. So I'm gonna flip the bitch right here. Can I make it? Yes, I made it. Hey Steve, what's going on, brother? Hey Terry B, what's going on, man? I'm not doing a fishing trip today. I will be fishing tomorrow morning. I'm heading up north to see my folks, run a few errands for them, and take them some stuff. I made a bunch of pre-made meals for them, so my old man can rest up, try to get his strength back. Pull over here and get fuel. 478, so I'm paying 30 cents a gallon less here than in Wenatchee, where I'm from. I just hope this, I don't know if this place does the Upside app though. All right, guys, I'm gonna hop out and fuel up. Okay, we got gasoline going in. Hope everybody's having a good Friday, or excuse me, Thursday. Yeah, we'll start getting some prettier scenery now. Yeah, I know. I can't believe how gas prices just shot up overnight. What's that? Yeah. I'm gonna go in here and take a leak, man. Wow. Be right back, guys. Oh, wow. I didn't realize how bad I had to go to the bathroom until I stood up. Hey, Doug, what's going on, brother? so tomorrow I'm going to be up early, and I only brought fly rods. I didn't even bring any of the other rods. It's all I got is 2 fly rods. So we're going to try fish for some crappie tomorrow morning. We'll try for a couple hours or so. Appreciate you guys all stopping in. This little town here is called Chattaroy. Kind of a cool building right there, that brick building. It looks like it is looks like it's a brewery now. Huh. Just crossed the Little Spokane River. Yeah, there's a little lake here off to the left back there in the timber I can see. Not sure what the name of that lake is, but there. town about, I don't know, probably 5 miles from here to the west of me. And it's called Deer Park. And when my family settled in Washington State, that's the first place they settled, was in Deer Park. And they were there for, I think, about 15 years before they started moving north toward Ione, and finally wound up settling in Ione. In fact, I can show you one of my family's homesteads that's still standing. Yeah, it's a hand-hewed log cabin. They squared to 4 sides, and those type of log cabins lasted a long, long time, as opposed to where you were leaving them around and just chinking them, you know. Yeah, when they're hand-hewed, they'll last 50, 60 years longer. It's a pretty cool cabin. It's a big 2-story cabin. It's, let's see, what year is it? 2026. So that cabin is probably about 110 years old, which by European standards, that's not old at all, but for a log structure, that's not too bad. My buddy up in over by Wenatchee, he lives in a log cabin that's 120 years old. And just a couple of years ago, he had to replace the bottom 2 logs on the whole cabin all the way around it because it had termites. So when he did that, he built a steel subframe and put a basement in it, and then set the log cabin down on the steel subframe. It just looks like the same old log cabin with stone foundation, but it's behind that stone. It's got I think it's got 4x6 I-beams that he got off one of the jobs that were left over. He worked at the dam. He was originally, the way I met him is he was one of the inspectors when I was a contractor at Rocky Reach Dam, and we were there overhauling 7 electrical generators. I was there for about almost 5 years. We became really good friends. No, right now I'm headed due north. Yeah, if we stayed on this highway and just kept going north, it would take us right to the British Columbia border. Actually, I'm wrong. You know what, Mike? Now that I think about it, I am heading east right now. Damn it. Sorry, buddy. I haven't took the cutoff yet, so I'm heading due east right now. My bad. You got a good eye on you there, Scottish Mike. Or you're a really good guesser. Yeah, I forgot. I haven't took the cutoff yet and started heading north. This is called the Newport Highway here. I got to watch it lead foot on this stretch of road because there is a lot of state patrol that patrol this. People get on this road after doing 60 on the 2-lane, and they get on the 4 lanes here, and they want to kick it up to 75, 80 miles an hour. It's still only 60 miles an hour. And we just crossed the county line. We are in Pend Oreille County now. And these mountains and hills you see, these are called the Selkirk Mountains. The countryside, and then along tribes of Native Americans that he traded them. David Thompson was sponsored by Northwest Fur Company. But that's what this place is famous for, is furs, otter, beaver. Oh, and let's not forget mink, marten. Yeah, up here in this corner, there's mink up here. Here in about, I don't know, 20 miles or so, we'll be passing an old mink farm where they used to raise mink. I don't know if you're still here, Scottish Mike, but you know what? I'm thinking about the lay of the land here and how this road runs. So I was right the first time. We are headed due north, because if I stayed on this road, it's going to take me right to Newport, Old Town, which is the Washington-Idaho border. What's going to happen here is when I turn off up here, I'll be heading slightly northwest, kind of pulling me away from the Idaho border, but still heading mostly north. Yeah, it's been so long, since I've been up here. Well, it's been a year since I've been up here. But I mean, I used to drive this all the time, and I usually don't come this way. I usually come the way I'm going to go home, because it takes me by the Little Pend Oreille Lakes, the Little Pend Oreille River, and it's just, all that is just excellent fishing. Especially the Little Pend Oreille Lakes. So yeah, this is my turnoff up here. And when I make this turnoff, there's a white spot. I'll pull over and get caught up on chat, you guys. It says Highway 2 East, but that's just because we're on the east side. Now we'll be heading northwest. Like I said, mostly north, but it will veer a little bit and pull me out. There's somebody parked right where I was going to park. Dogs. Probably on his cell phone. Yeah, the wind's blowing up here. And this stretch of the road here, I think, is only 55. And you can see how much more narrow these roads are. And there is a lot of white-tailed and mule deer, elk, wild turkey. So when I'm on these kind of roads, I pretty much, because if I hit a deer on my Harley and almost killed me and totaled it, and then I hit a deer in my Dodge Charger and it totaled it, only because it was a 2010, but it didn't meet the algorithm for the repair work, so they just totaled it. It was too old. It was a 2010. Yeah, it was that Charger I had was a 2010. It only had the V6 in it, but it had some upgrades on it, and it had like 60,000 miles on it. I paid 10 grand for it, and it was a nice car. I mean, really nice car. It was a little bit light in the ass end, so you had to watch it in the wintertime, but it went like a raped ape. And then my wife wanted another Mopar, which I did too, and we seen this Chrysler, that 2019 Chrysler 300S we have. Oh, and the Charger was all-wheel drive too. And so this 300 we got now, it's all-wheel drive, and it had 59,000 miles on it. It was a rental car, but they were asking 26 for it. And my wife wanted that car, and I was like, no way, we're not paying 26,000 for a fucking used car, no way. Well, about 5 car to 20 grand. Pictures of it on the website, and I noticed the tires, it needed tires. So I called the guy and I said, look, if you put some quality tires on that, brand new tires on that car, I'll buy it sight unseen. And he said okay. So that weekend we drove in, he put I think they were Yokohamas on it, and we bought it. Man, I'm sure glad we did, because that is a nice car, really nice car. And it's only got the 6-cylinder in two, but it's all yoked up, and it's got the paddle shifters on the steering wheel. It's got sport mode. Like I said, it's all-wheel drive. It's a really nice riding car. Hey, Backtrack, what's up, man? A 2016 Charger. I'll tell you what, man. I grew up a Mopar head, and my whole family are Mopar freaks. And I got into Fords, and I bought a 2008. Once it hit about 80,000 miles, it just started fucking falling apart. And so that's why we bought the Charger. I said, you know what, I'm going back to Mopar. I'm done with Fords. And then I bought that F350 Power Stroke 6-liter, and at 128,000 miles, the intercooler went on it, so I had to put about $4,200 worth in it. But it's got I think it's got like 180,000 on it now, and it'll probably be the last truck I ever buy, and I just use it for getting wood. I mean, it's a fucking nice truck, but just carving up, right on. Yeah, those Chargers are good looking rides, man. I mean, they are sharp. I think they're sharp too. The Dark Vapor Edition, so it's got the real nice spider webbed black wheels on it. Everything's blacked out on it. It looks really nice, and like I said, it's an awesome ride. I'm not sure what the speed limit is through here. It might be 60. So I wish I could get up there, but I think the road washed out, and there's an ancient grove of cedars up here, and it's I'm talking probably 11, 12 miles of some really vicious fucking off-roading, and I think the road's washed out now, but there's a grove of ancient cedars up there, and these trees are like 500-600 years old, and they are they're 8, 9, 10 foot at the butt, and I mean, it's just it's a really weird little kind of a micro environment, because there's no growth under those cedars at all. It's just thick green moss. I mean, I'm talking like 7, 8 inches thick. It's just like you're walking on carpet. And he's you know what? I guarantee you, if I had it to do again, I would have bought a 7.3, and the 7.3s are excellent engines, man. And if I would have bought a 7.3, I'd still almost be flirting buying more Fords, but I think I'm done with Ford cars. The only Ford I would own now is like that Mustang. But I'm pretty happy, just like carpet, because I mean, it covers every square, just like you walk through a door, because on the other side, it's an old clear cut, so the trees aren't that big really. But as soon as you step in under that canopy, man, it just all changes. It's really, really cool. And this little lake right here is called Davis Lake. And then there's another lake about 2 miles to the west of here. It's called Sasheen Lake. But they're all closed right now. It is afternoon, so I hope this little burger stand is still here. There's a burger stand here in Cusick that is absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so to the right of me, right straight in front of me, you can, and I think they're taking all the sheds down. There used to be, no. So you can see there's a huge concrete building, block building, right behind that lime green sign, that building right there. And that was Northwest Fur Company. That's one of the last buildings of the mink farm. There used to be 4 or 5 of them there. I remember when I was a kid, and we would come up here in the 60s. And in fact, I think they may have still had mink going through there, raising mink, but the farm's completely shut down now. But there is a lot of mink up here, a lot of marten, pine marten, a lot of beaver, a lot of otter. And that's why the trappers came here. Once they found out this place was rich in fur. Photos, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. Sorry I haven't been by to visit you for a while. I've been kind of neglecting everybody because of this stuff that's going on with my dad, so my apologies. Sure what the speed limit is. I'm just going to do 55. That was the state patrol. He didn't turn around, so I reckon I'm okay. I appreciate it, photos. You guys want to see some beautiful photography? Check her channel out. In fact, spring flowers are going to be popping out. I'll be having some cool pictures myself. I always take pictures in the spring and fall, the different flowers, and post them. And we have, just in our yard alone, well, we have 3 or 4 different species of domesticated lilies that we planted. But then we have, I think we have 5 native wild lilies that grow in our yard. Right on. Yep, family first, huh? Yeah, before I came up here the last couple of days, I've just been cooking a bunch of stuff. I made a big pot of gumbo and rice for them, and then I brought 3 steaks tonight for dinner. Then I brought them a bunch of chicken noodle soup we made, and then I also brought them a big bag of sourdough waffles I made, so they could stick them in the freezer, just pull them out, pop them in the toaster. And I think my 2 nieces that live up here, I think they're bringing them food, you know, pre-cooked stuff, so they don't have to. Dad did most of the cooking because Mom has Alzheimer's, so you know, they gave him a lot of extra help. And I got to come back over here first week of May and take him into Spokane for a bunch of tests. My nieces, they both have families, you know, 3 and 4 kids apiece, so it's kind of a big deal for them to try to, you know, make a schedule with all them kids in school and the sports and everything. All right, photos, take care. Yeah, we're going to take this little back road here and see if this burger joint is still in business. I hope they are. I hope they are. Well, there used to be a really good restaurant right there. It looks like it's closed down. Yep. Probably COVID got it. COVID took a lot of small businesses out. This here's Sawmill. This is I used to work here, Vaughan Brothers. To me, it looks like all that lumber stack. I don't see a dry kiln. They must only be doing green lumber then. Sheriff. Damn it. Looks like the burger joint's gone. It was a little tiny trailer that's set right here in front of this gas station right there. Huh, bummer. Because that was a good place to eat. That right there, that little bakery restaurant, that looks like the new place to eat with all those rigs sitting there. Usually means good food. Gonna go. Oh. Hey, what's up, JJ? Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I got a bunch of buddies that still work for Vaughan's at this sawmill right here. Used to have a Vaughan Brothers sawmill in Ione. I worked at that mill too. I was on the construction crew, and so we traveled. At that time, Vaughan's had 3 sawmills, and we traveled to all their mills, and we do scheduled shutdowns and outages, and go in and install machinery. And then, like in the wintertime, we would do stay in Colville, our headquarters, and prefab all this equipment that we would install in the summertime. Sometimes we did winter installations, but not many. so we're looking due north right now, and that's the Selkirk Mountains. I can't remember if I get service all the way up here or not, guys. I think I do. I think there's just a couple of spots where I get some buffering. Pend Oreille County Fairgrounds on the left. Somebody's headed to the casino. That's the Kalispel tribe. That's their tribal casino right there. Sounds familiar, Doug? The Selkirk Mountains? I guess I better slow down. It's only 55 through here. Set the cruise control. Take my foot off the pedal. So in here somewhere, it's probably marked with a cross and some fake flowers. In fact, I think it's right there. Yep. Yeah, Brianna Sargent right here. That's where my cousin was killed in a car wreck. She just graduated from high school like a month before, and she got accepted into some college in Idaho, and she was making her second trip back up here to Ione and load her car up and take back to an apartment some of her friends had rented, and on the way back she crashed there and was killed. You go, buddy. Hey Rob, what's going on, man? See if I can pull this off real quick. There you go, man. I was on a straightaway. You got a ranch, brother. We're driving up to, we're in Pend County. We're heading up to Ione, where my parents live. I'm going to spend a day or two up here with them. My dad, he just got out of the hospital a week ago. So, well, not even a week, I think about 5 days ago. But he had a blockage, and then he's got inflammation on the heart, inflammation on the lungs. So they got him on some medication, and in a month I got to take him back in for some more tests. But he's real weak. So I got two nieces up here, thank God, that are bringing them food and stuff to try to minimize this, you know, the amount of time they're on their feet and cooking for each other and stuff. So I'm bringing a bunch of food up that I've made for them, and hang out for a day or two. Tomorrow I'm going fly fishing for crappie. It's my favorite crappie hole in the whole state, and it's less than 5 minutes from my mom and dad's house. And I'm not even going to say it. I've always had really good luck there, but I'm not going to say it because I don't want to jinx myself. So yeah, we're in northeastern Washington, and right now we're probably, let's see, so that's 40, 35. We're probably 50 miles south of the British Columbia border. It's like, dude, you're out in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's this truck right there. Jinxed already? Just for thinking it, huh? Yeah, I got some, got a bunch of jigs, real small jigs I can pitch on a fly rod, but I'm gonna try some flies first, see if these crappie go for it. Oh yeah, it's gorgeous up here. You should see this place in the fall because it has, there's a lot of larch up here. And this whole Pend River Valley in the fall, it just turns gold. I mean, it is absolutely stunning. Look at that squirrel, little dog. Yeah, I used to come up here every fall and hunt deer, but the last few years I haven't been coming up here. I've been kind of hunting more over by my place. I haven't had any luck over there. It's all mule deer over there, though, where I live. This is whitetail and mule deer. Yeah, so Patty's Day was my wife's birthday. Thank you, Rob. Is Craig in here? Hey, Craig. Sorry if I missed you. So yeah, this Pend Oreille River, it's on the right of the screen right now. It was used for river boats, and they would run river boats all the way up the Columbia before the dams. There was a few places there was rapids, so I think it was Priest Rapids. So from there, they would go all the way up to Columbia, up into Canada, hit the Pend Oreille, where the Pend Oreille meets Canada, right at the border, just on the other side of the border, and then they would take the Pend Oreille River back. I mean, that was a shipping route. If I remember right in here by this little town, I get some buffering. windy here, man. Hopefully it's not windy in the mornings. Now this little community right here, boat launch, this is called Blue Slide. Pull over here and show you guys the river. So yeah, there's another wide spot just up the road here, and there's a historical landmarker on it, and it's one of the places that David Thompson, when he was here in the, I think it was the 1830s or 1840s, when he was mapping all this, he camped there for and traded with the Kalispell Indians for I think around a month or so before he started heading back down the river. Wow, sea run brookies, that would be awesome. I don't know if Washington State has sea run brookies. I know we have sea run. We got sea run cutthroat, and then we got all the salmon. We got the steelhead, and in just the last 10 or 11 years, now we have a sea run brown trout. They just started sea running on their own. It's pretty wild. But this river here is, it's got rainbows in it, it's got triploids, German brown, and bull trout. And I don't know if you would catch any cutthroat or brook trout in this river, but I know there's a lot of smaller lakes, and there's a couple of pretty good sized creeks that dump into this river, and they have cutthroats and brook trout in them. But I've never caught a brook trout or a cutthroat out of this river. I've caught just about everything else. Cool, man. You know, they introduced brownies in Washington State in the late 1880s. And what I want to know is how in the fuck did they get those fish? Because those are an eastern fish, Atlantic char. I'm thinking of brook trout, but okay, brook trout too. They were introduced in the 1880s. How did they get those German browns and those brook trout across the Rocky Mountains? I don't get it. I don't know how in the hell they did it. But I'm sure glad they did, because there's a lake up here where I'm heading. There's big German browns in this river, but there's a lake up here that had the state record German brown. It was just right at 20 pounds in an ounce or two, but that record held for 60 years. Yeah, I sure didn't know how the hell they got those fish over the Rocky Mountains. The only thing no, it would have took too long to do it that way. I was going to say they could have planted them as they came, you know, all along the way, but then they'd have to wait for spawning season and then try to catch them, you know, out of the rivers. Yeah, I don't know how in the hell they did it. Yeah, we got some big browns up in this area. Yeah, so those German browns, they must be that lake up there I was telling you about that had the state record. They must run up those creeks that run into that lake, like the Kokanee and the Cutthroat, because I came up here, I think it was in November for the Kokanee run, but they were already spawned out. I mean, I seen a lot of fish, but they were half dead. So those browns and cutthroats, they must run up those creeks to spawn, just like the Kokanee. And then here in the river, they probably it's kind of more like a lake effect for them. So they run up the creeks that run into this river and spawn. I know the bull trout do, because they've done environment enhancement in the spawning beds to help try to boost the bull trout, get it back up to where it used to be. Aha. You know, it's funny. There are a lot of Scottish families up here, and my family is my Scottish blood comes from my grandmother, who she was great grandmother, excuse me. She was Scotch Irish, but she was living with her sister and her husband, and he came right from Scotland, and he was some kind of a preacher or reverend or something. But anyway, he wound up getting my great grandmother, his sister-in-law, pregnant with 2 children, and she didn't want to tell her sister, your husband got me pregnant. So she pulled the name out of the air, Smith, and that's how I got the Smith name. But his last name is Allen. But what's funny is the Allen tribe or whatever, they weren't really, I don't know if they were a clan or not, but I know they were affiliated. They were allies with the McFarland clan and the Grant clan. And what's wild is there's Scotch families that live up here right now with the last name of McFarland and Grant. So it's kind of wild. Yeah, it's there's a lot of space, man. I mean, a lot of places you can go out and hunt, fish. Once you get citizenship, I mean, you'd be amazed at the things you can do. I mean, I can go out and camp anywhere on state land, on Forest Service land, just overnight for free. I can even, like during hunting season, I go up on Forest Service roads and camp for 8-9 days, and it's free. Don't have to pay nothing. But you gotta have a parking pass. pretty sure this is Blue Slide. This little RV camping grounds. And I think that place back there, yeah, this is Blue Slide Resort, yep. That place back there is something landing, but I can't remember the name of it. Because I hardly ever come up here. And when I do, I usually don't take this road. That's the only part that sucks about taking the other way I go instead of this way, is there's lots and lots of areas that I won't be able to live stream because I don't have any service. Yeah, that Blue Slide little RV park I just drove by, we used to have our family reunions there, but we haven't had a family reunion in probably almost 30 years. You're illegal, bro. You're not allowed to ride those. You can only ride those on roads that are up to 40 miles an hour. And he's on the highway. That's illegal. I'll pull over up here, guys, and get caught up on chat. If there's anybody left. It's been a long drive. yeah, this is some beautiful country up here, and man, I consider this my home, but the taxes in Washington State are just getting out of control, and the homelessness, I don't see them figuring it out, because it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So like I said, once my wife retires, we're moving, we're leaving Washington. And I really had my heart set on retiring up here for the hunting and fishing. Like somebody logged their property. Why did all they left was poplar? Okay, there's a few fir trees and large trees, but not very many. I don't know why they left all the poplar. And those are aspen and birch and a few cottonwoods. Huh. Wonder why they did that. But you see these big steel power transmission poles. Those are called Myers poles. I was on this job. It started up at Boundary Dam, and it went all the way to Cusick, to a big substation in Cusick. And we installed. I was on the job, and we installed all these power lines. And some of them were in such difficult places to get to, we had to use helicopters to set them. Going the wrong way. Headed due north now. Yeah, it's pretty wild. The Pend Oreille River runs due north and runs up into Canada a few miles and makes a big hook heading back south, and right at the border, the British Columbia Washington border, it meets the Columbia River. Pull over up here and get caught up. I think right here's a good spot to pull over and get caught up. Yep, this is perfect. Hey, what's up, casters? 71, huh? You're younger than my dad. My dad's he's 84. I'll be 64 in June. Let's make sure I got him back on top. So a lot of the Pacific Northwest burned up in a big fire. I think it was in 1910, but it burned all through here, and it burned all the way up through British Columbia, Yukon Territory, all the way to Alaska, and it started in Montana. And finally, thank goodness it was a real bad winter that year, and it put that fire out. But this cabin that was my family's homestead, they built it in 1911. Let's see, it's right in here. There it is. Hopefully I can pull over. There's the cabin right there. Yes, there is a place right here. Cool, man. So that cabin you see right there, like I said, they're hand-hewed 4 sides, and then it's a, it's the dovetail joint. It's not the round joints. Those are interlocking dovetail joints. Total European design. And those that cabin was built, like I said, in 1911, and that's my family's homestead. Yeah, my family owned on the side of the highway, right where that house is. They owned from Tiger, that little junction, everything on the right side from this road to the river, all the way to Ione. At one time, my family owned all this land on the right. And this place right here was my Uncle Bob's homestead. It burnt down, oh, I don't know, probably 30 years ago. My Aunt Mary was, I think she'd passed away. I think my cousin Anita was living there when it happened. I better slow down. going to cruise in here to Ione and grab a pack of smokes, and then I wonder if I guess I really don't need any. Yeah, that was a lot of land we used to own. And then on the other side of the river, they owned, I think they owned like 600 acres over there. But this land that he owned on the right side, I think that it was around, I think it was between between 5,000 and 6,000 acres. Yeah, so they owned that land on that side all the way to this road right here. Their land stopped at this road right for that 45-mile-an-hour sign. Okay, guys. So this is the town of guys. So this is the town of Ione. Caught up on chat here, guys. All right, see you later, Rob. Okay, guys. I'll run in here real quick. Be right back. All right, guys. Got a pancetta. We'll take a ride out around this back road here. Maybe we'll see some deer or elk. I should have took you guys down Main Street. I think we will. It ain't much. It's a very, very small town. So there's the train station, which the train don't run no more. Like that restaurant there's closed down. Yep. Post office on the right. Looks like they're dismantling that old building. That used to be a bar. Yeah, see, all the buildings are marked 1910. This one, because the whole town got burnt. Well, that's it. That's town. Brick building on the left there you seen, that's the old jail. I used to live right next door to the jail, but when I lived there it wasn't a jail no more. And you'll see a big white building right there on the right with the green roof. That is the old Ione Hospital. My mother was born in that hospital. It's a house now. Try to show you guys this. Zoom up here a little bit. So right here on the right, you see that little gray house right there? That was the second house that me and my first wife bought. Here's called Greenhouse Road. There's a few more houses out here, but it really hasn't changed that much. Yep. I already drove past their road. But yeah, I just got a couple miles, probably, I don't know, 5-6 miles, and I'll be at their house. And I'll probably, I'll stop on their road and in the stream so I don't pull up in the driveway and sit out in my rig, you know. Whoop. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, you know, I used to just absolutely love, I mean, I just so look forward to coming up here, hunting and fishing and stuff. And, you know, now that I come to the conclusion that we're leaving Washington State, man, it's almost kind of heartbreaking to come up here, you know. All my old hunting areas, my old fishing areas, and kind of sucked, but I don't know, maybe things will change, but I don't see it changing. Yeah, I'll probably be ending this. That big mountain right in front of us, that's called Molybdenite. Yeah, it is a lovely view, ain't it? I used to hunt that up there too. That's damn good hunting up there, man. You'll see whitetail and mule deer both, but mostly mule deer are way up high. The whitetail, they seem to like the lower land, and they push the mule deer out and push them into the higher country. turning off here in just about a mile and a half, and I'll get caught up on chat, you guys. Caught up. Hey, Christopher. I'm heading up to my mom and dad's house. I just drove about, I don't know, 4.5, 5 hours and streamed the whole thing. And I'm going to spend a day or two up here. But tomorrow morning at probably about 7 o'clock, yeah, about 7 o'clock Pacific time, I'm going to be fishing about a mile and a half from here. So I'm just going to probably end the stream, guys, because I'm home. I'm at the folks' place, and I'm going to go in and visit with them. So you guys take care. I appreciate everybody that came by, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out. Sorry you came in at the end, Christopher. We are in northeastern Washington, about, I would say 32 miles south of the British Columbia border, and about 17 miles west of the Idaho border. All right, you guys take care. Thanks for hanging out, Brother Matty. Always good to see you, man. Tell Chloe hi. Later, guys.